Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
You know, and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Hello there.
Hello there.
Welcome back to another video, guys. If you can tell by the title, or if you've been following baseball at all lately, the Yankees absolutely choked and got swept by the Astros in 4 games. So in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the Yankees Astros series as well as the Phillies Padres, and I'm just going to be giving my analysis and reaction. So let's get into it. I figured I'd start with the good from the Yankees Astros series. There's not a lot of good in that series for the Yankees, but might as well start with the positive first. I'd say Bader had an amazing playoffs series. He got that home run last night, and I think he finished with 5 total. Not too bad from him. He still had some bad plays, like that error in game 3. That really screwed us over because then Cole led to another runner, and then Cole gave up a home run, which I'll get into Cole later. And then Rizzo had a pretty solid series as well. He had a few home runs, a couple singles, and last night I was pretty happy with he had 2 opposite field singles. He always hits into the shift down first base line, and like all of a sudden in the 4th game he decides to try to hit Oppo, and he shot it through the gap, and it worked then. So it kind of makes me think, like, why did he wait so long to approach his at-bats like that? But I mean, you can't knock him for it. And some of the other positives, I thought Cole did decent despite that 5-run earned in the last start. He had some solid starts in the postseason, and like I mentioned, that Bader error really screwed him over in that inning because the inning would have been over. Instead, it led to a 2-run homer. And then frickin' Boone takes Garrett Cole out with bases loaded and brings in Trevino, which, like, just let Cole get out of it. We pretty much had nothing to lose at that point. If you don't trust your ace, I mean, there's no way the reliever is better than that. So, I mean, that's the positives. There's not a lot of it, and I'm pretty pissed. I was even more pissed the last few nights watching the game, so I've had time to cool down, but overall it's just a disappointing series. So I actually wrote down some notes for the negatives because there's a lot of them, and I'll try to keep this brief because I could just go on for hours. But I mean, Boone just mismanaged this entire series. So many bad decisions, leaving Carp in there to strike out 8 times in a row, Matt Carpenter, and then he finally gets a hit in the 9th inning when it means nothing. We pinch hit him yesterday. Trevino, our catcher, comes up to hit in the 9th inning, game 4, elimination game last night. Doesn't pinch hit him for anyone. Like, anyone would be better than Trevino in that situation. I hate to blame Judge, but he really slumped. He had a very bad postseason performance. He didn't really do anything against the Astros. I'm pretty sure he was hitting like 150 for the whole postseason. Very rough, and it's kind of annoying because all those records mean nothing if you can't really do much in the playoffs. He had those clutch home runs against the Indians, but really didn't do much against the Astros. Stanton had a double and a single at some point. I mean, he wasn't doing his best either. Usually he should be getting way more home runs. Just our good players weren't clutch, and it was quite disappointing. Don't even get me started on Josh Donaldson. Nate and I, my brother, were just railing Donaldson every at bat. He would just stare at pitches. He would get called on striking out, and he would just be staring at pitches. There were a couple of them where the calls were pretty bad, but I mean, when you're in this situation, you have to know you got to swing. He just would stare at pitches. It seemed like he just wanted to walk. He would either walk or strike out. His defense was solid, but we were making the argument that they should bring IKF into 3rd. But then bringing up IKF, absolute bum at shortstop, could not play the position at all. He screwed up that toss to 2nd yesterday. And he's probably one of our most hated players in our family. We just can't stand him. And I think that goes down to Boone because he's just not managing his middle infield well. You got Peraza sitting there who's a great defenseman and just weren't using him. I'm looking at some of the other stuff I said. I think our relief was our biggest issue. We didn't have any go-to guys this postseason, and it really showed. They just choked pretty much whenever they came in. And it also seemed like Boone wasn't really reacting to the game. He just had a plan of who he was going to bring in and when, and obviously you can't do that. You can't prepare for what's going to happen. But yeah, that's pretty much my analysis on the Yankees. I could get into it for so long. I'm trying to keep this video a little brief. and it's quite frustrating. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I sat and watched every single game, but I was following the Yankees very closely this season, and it's really sad to see it end that way, especially when you know you have such a great team. I mean, we had that really rough August, but we had one of our greatest starts in baseball. First team to 70 wins. We were firing all cylinders. Yes, we had a few injuries. LeMahieu and Benintendi being out doesn't help, but I mean, that's no excuse. We still had a solid core of guys, and we just couldn't get it done. And it's quite disappointing to see another Yankee season end this way. So that leads me to the Phillies-Padres series. Phillies pretty much handled the Padres very well. Went to 5 games. Phillies won the series 4-1. I'm looking at the scores here. Game 1, Phillies won 2-0. They lost Game 2, 8-5, but then from then on, they weren't going to lose the game. Game 3, they won 4-2. Game 4, they won 10-6. Really took care of them there, and then they finished it off yesterday with a 4-3 win. Phillies looking really good. Oh, see you, Calvin. Phillies looking really good. I'm going to get into my predictions in a video later this week, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video. But I'm looking forward. We got a Phillies-Astros World Series. Quite different than my prediction. I did predict the Phillies to win in my last video and make it to the World Series, but I was really hoping the Yankees would pull through for a Yankees-Phillies rematch. This will be the first Phillies World Series berth since 2009 when they lost it. They're looking to get another World Series and add it on. And then they're going to be facing the juggernaut Astros, who have been there so often in recent years. They do lose the World Series sometimes, but they're also very consistently making it to the World Series. So it'll be an interesting series. And yeah, like I said, I'll get into more of that in the next video. So anyways, that pretty much wraps up my analysis on quite a disappointing Phillies-Astros series and the Phillies-Padres. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like the video and leave a comment down below. Make fun of me for my predictions. They didn't turn out too good. But thanks for watching as always, guys, and I'll see you next time.